welcome to another crafting live with Time for Tea. I am, as always, just having a quick check that we're all up and running. I have had, oh, we look like we are, that's excellent. For some reason, I've been getting a few notifications to say that I'm not connected to Facebook yet. I am. So if you are watching us now, you are probably not seeing me on the actual link that I provided, or the notification that you'll have received. Hi Josh, how are you? So I'm sorry about that. You'll be seeing us on a fresh link rather than the scheduled link, because for some reason that has disappeared. So I'm not really sure what's gone on there, but we're live, so that's the main thing. I'm just quickly going to check that we are visible on all channels, because that's the hope. Yes, that looks good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I love it when a plan comes together, as they say. Yes, lovely. Okay. Right, so we can get started. Josh says he got all his goodies yesterday and they're all beautiful. Oh, I'm so pleased, Josh. I'm really pleased. And from what I recall, I don't think I got to messaging you, but I think, Josh, you were a winner of one of our cards as well from our giveaway the other day. So on our Saturday live. So yes, we had a bit of a giveaway during our live on Saturday, if you weren't around for that. And I was giving away the cards that I made during our Hobby Maker live event. So Josh was a winner. I think, I want to say Christy or Kirsty. Sorry if I've got that wrong. And who was the other winner? Laura Ann was our other winner. So you all won cards, and then Dawn Robinson was the winner of our gift certificate for the day. So so great, a great little giveaway that we did there. So, and I'm going to be back on Hobby Maker this Friday. So if you've not, if you weren't already aware, I'm going to be back on Hobby Maker this Friday. I've been prepping for my show today already. So I think what we might do is we might do a little bit of a giveaway following that as well. So we shall see. Hi Laura Ann, how are you? I'm just considering whether I'm going to close my window in here because it might be a little bit noisy outside as people start coming home from work and so on. So bear with. It just does get a little bit warm in here, so I like to have a little bit of air in here occasionally. But yeah, we don't want the noise, do we? Okay, so I'm going to grab a card base or two here. Let me see, I might grab an A2 size card base as well here. I've not decided what size of card I'm going to do. So, welcome. Laura says her goodies all arrived too, loving them. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased people have got their goodies. So as you can see here, I've got several items from the new release that I've already coloured and so on. So we've got a few here that we can select from for our card today. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. That's one of the things that I really enjoy, is being able to have some bits already coloured. But if they don't work with what our project is today, we can always colour up some more. Hello Heather, how are you? Lovely. Thank you for joining us. So what I've got here is a bit of cardstock that I've already cut out some beautiful paw prints. Now these paw prints, and again, I'm not sure if I'm going to use them in this format, because I did this before, just when I was testing out the dies, to be honest with you. So we have the Pawsome dies, and it's got these three different size paws that you can see here. And it also has this strip of paws as well, which gives you this effect. So you can have this, cut this down the side of your card base to create, I'll put it on white, you can probably see it a little bit better. So you can have that going down the side of your card, which I think is really, really cool. So yeah, so I've got that to use on a different project. But yeah, I wondered whether I might use this as a little bit of an aperture on the front of a card. And I did think that I might have it going slightly off the card base there. I'm not sure. But the thought was, once we've got these little apertures cut out, that we might have some of our little kitty cat critters kind of sitting amongst them, and we could have, you know, some of the other elements here that are in our Kitty Capers set, or one of the other sets, and I do think that he's super cute. So I'm not quite decided what kind of arrangement I want, but I thought that them being able to sit in these little spaces is super cute. And I do like the fact that so we've got lots of different kitties in this this new collection, but we could also have a bit of a sentiment going on here. Because we have I've already got a lot of these sentiments cut out. Hit the pause button, happy purr day. What else have we got in here? It's your purr day. Oh, these are cute, aren't they? We've got our other little kitty that's just kind of laying down. Quite like that. With the different sentiments sort of kind of coming out of the background there, and then just pulling some other little bits. Claire says her new goodies have arrived as well, which is so cool. Oh, it sounds like a lot of you have had some happy mail then recently, which is good. So we've got a little mouse there. We've got this little butterfly as well, which we can have just kind of, yeah, I like that. I think that looks quite cute, doesn't it? And we've got a little cactus there that could be sat behind one of these little guys as well. But I also thought that maybe we could have a little bit of, sorry, that's just some of my lighting just coming off there. Let me just stick that back on, just to try and help with some of the glare from the lights, although it is still a little bit glary there. So yeah, so I quite like that. I think that looks really, really sweet. I did wonder whether we might use some of the patterned papers in the background. So there's some great patterns and rainbow patterns in this set. So let me just move those out of the way. We'll have a little bit of a flick through here of some of the different patterns that we've got in here. And I do love these stripe patterns. I think they're really, really cool. So I'm going to pop them to one side. I think this is a gorgeous pattern as well, a gorgeous stripe set. We have some little paws. Now I think the paws might just not be strong enough in terms of a pattern. We've got some different kind of little scallopy cloud looks. We've got another stripe. Again, I'm a fan of the stripes. This bold kind of almost, they're like what's the word, zigzag, but large triangle shapes, which are really cool. What else have we got? We've got some splodges, some more of those scallops, a different style of stripe. I do like that. I did think I'd got one of those already pulled out. Yes, I do. Oh, can't hold on to them all here because I have already delved into this this pack because it is so good. So I'm just pop that to one side. So these are my 4 choices of cardstock. And you can see that they're all beautiful stripe patterns, really gorgeous, really popular this paper pad's been. Hello Kathy from the Western Foothills of Maine. How amazing. Claire's goodies have arrived. Oh, I'm so happy that you guys have got your goodies. And welcome to Kathy. How is the foothills of Maine today? And what time is it over there? So I do really like this rainbow pattern. So let's just slot this behind here and see what that looks like. Now that's quite, I don't know, it feels like quite a lot of pattern behind there. If we turn it the other way, it almost makes your eyes go a little bit funny, doesn't it? I think. We have the larger stripes. So let's try these behind here, and these are on a diagonal, which I think works slightly better, but again, maybe the gaps are giving me a bit more of a, I don't know, a bit more of an optical illusion, shall we say. Now this is finer stripes, and I think the colour scheme goes really nicely with this pink. So I'm quite into that. We've got the yellow bit of yarn, so that goes quite nicely. So I'm quite, it can get a bit headachy, can't it, Alice? Yeah, you're right. So this could be a bit too, maybe a bit too much. We'll see. The alternative was we could just do a nice bit of ink blending in the background. And then we've got a really broad stripe, which might be a little less headachy, as Alice says, and I think I quite like this rainbow look. I think that's going to look really quite cool. What do I think? I quite like that, you know. It's loving the rainbow theme. I think it looks really cute. So we might just go with that. Let's have a see what we decide to do. So I've gone for an A6 card base here, and like I say, I think that's looking quite cute. So I'm going to grab my A6 size nesting dies, and they're my A2 ones. So my A6 ones will be better. Julie says she likes the rainbow stripes, and Annalisa is also loving the rainbow stripes. How are you? Kathy says today it's 63 degrees and sunny and breezy. Great day to make some cards. And it's 11:12 a.m. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for letting us know. And what is everybody else up to today then? So I think it is the perfect day for cards. I think we're probably experiencing very similar weather to you, actually, Kathy, which is unusual for us here in the UK because we don't normally get such nice weather. So I'm just going to move some of these bits to one side. Because I don't know whether I'm going to do any, you know, whether I'm going to colour though, you know, stamp those directly in my background or leave them on the white, or whether I might heat emboss them on some coloured cardstock. I'm not sure. But let's have a look at where we want to position our, oh, you see, that's going to work really nice. So this is the largest die in our layering set, and we've got then all of our paws fit really nicely in there. So I'm just going to position that so that they're fairly central. There was a thought that I'd do it slightly off centre, but I think centrally is going to work really nice. So let's pop these on here. And then pop this through our dagger machine, and then we'll do the same with our background stripes. I feel like I've done that a little bit on the wonk there. Sorry, I'm just going to have to get my head in the game here because We don't want wonky paws, do we? Just trying to line that up. So it looks fairly straight because I didn't cut my cardstock straight in the first place. Let's get this cut out. Sorry about the noise, guys. Actually, can you hear me okay? My microphone closer. Brought my microphone a little bit closer so that you can hopefully, when I turn away, you can still hear me okay, hopefully. Just have a little drink there. Okay, so this is the piece that's going to go on our background. So that's going to sit on the front of our card there, which is going to look really cute. And you could just keep the white background, but why not have some fun rainbow stripes? So let's line this up, and I like them going horizontal. That's my plan, is to keep them horizontal, so we'll do that. So Julie says she's not long got in from school run and getting ready to go to college. Dawn says that she loves this set and the paw prints, can't wait for hers to arrive. Rainbow stripes work really well behind the paws. Yay! And Lauren says, finished work for the day and already home sorting new stash, cutting dies apart onto magnetic sheets since I worked extra over the weekend. Oh, well done. So this is reward time for you. That is just this rainbow stripe gives me so much joy. I can't tell you. I would do a full paper pad in this if I could, because I think you're going to use this so much, and I can imagine using it in my memory keeping and all kinds of things. I'll absolutely love it. So yes, I think that rainbow stripe is worth buying the paper pad alone. I think. I'm absolutely just so pleased with how it came out. So let's pop these away. I've got them all mixed up, and I love that you're organising your dies, Laura. I mean, there is something just so satisfying about organising your stash. I spent the weekend reorganising and sorting out my craft space, and I'm absolutely loving the way it's turned out. To the casual observer, it probably still looks very full and not much different to how it was, but I know just how different it is, how much more usable my space is. So I did a little bit of a before video before I started the big clean up and move around. And then I have, my intention is to do a bit more of a detailed video, now it's complete, to show you where everything is, how I've got my room set up, how it works for me, because I'm working in quite a narrow space and quite a small space with lots of stuff, because obviously this is my work office, my business, and my my craft space. So there's quite a lot of stuff packed into here, but I think I've made it work, and I'm pretty pleased with it. So I will definitely share that with you. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do a little bit of a run through video later this week. Maybe even later today, because I'd quite like to do it before it gets too messy again, because yeah, there's, you know, every chance that it will. So I'm just going to grab my larger bottle of glue, I'm going to stick this piece directly to my background, and I'm just going to check which way up do I actually want it to go, because which bits are going to be seen where, if you know what I mean. So I think I might do this way around. Yeah, let's do that way up. I don't think it makes a great deal of difference, to be honest, but let's give it a try. So you could, if you wanted to, you could obviously ink blend your background behind your little paws. You could make this into a shaker card as well, which would be super cool. So yes, so you could, there's loads of things you could do with these paw prints. You don't have to use all three of them because they're not connected to each other. So you could just use the larger one. I think the larger one's going to be a really cool one to do on a slimline card, and maybe do 3 of them down your slimline card. Yeah, so you can do them in any kind of direction or pattern that you want. You could use just the one of them. You could use both of them. I don't feel like I've lined that up particularly well, but that will be fine, I think, because we're going to pop this over the top, aren't we? So yeah, so I think that's looking really, really awesome already. So this I'm going to pop up onto some foam tape, I think, because then we can get a little bit of elevation to it. So I'm just going to grab my foam. I'm going to use my Slim Jim foam tape because we've got a few bits that I want to fill in, just to make sure that it's sturdy. So we're not creating a shaker card this time, so we don't need to go into all of the gaps. But what I feel is important is to just offer some stability in between these paws so that it doesn't collapse or dip too much. Now just want to make sure you can't see that foam tape between these paws, these little paw pads, and then we want a piece that goes right the way across the top there. That up very well. It's a good job. It's quite malleable, this stuff, for when I don't line it up particularly well. There we go. And then I need a piece that goes all the way along the bottom, or the other side, sorry, here. And we'll just snip that bottom piece off. What little spare piece can just pop there. So I'm just eyeballing how much I need. And just spinning this around. Adding tape where we need it. So to make sure things aren't going to collapse, I'll add a piece just there, and probably a piece along there. Now what you could do, if it would take a little bit of, probably a bit of testing out, is to cut this out of some foam, fun foam, but we've positioned our paws in certain places, so you might have to do a little bit of matching up of those paws. I'm not sure how easy that would be. I know foam is very easy to do. The other thing that you could do is before you've kind of, let's have a look, is that going to need a bit of support behind those paws maybe? You know, connect each of your paws together so that then you can potentially, you can just cut this out of several pieces of cardstock, and that would help you then get a little bit of make it a bit easier, because you could just stack all of those bits of cardstock together. But again, it's just making sure that you've got your paws lined up in the same place. So while this is a little bit fiddly, it's definitely doable, and I actually don't mind putting bits of foam tape and sticky tape on things. It's quite a therapeutic exercise sometimes. Just stick a film on or some music on and just get to sticking your bits together. So I think that's going to be enough to keep us. I feel like I might need a little strip just on there. So I think this might be enough to keep things nice and secure. What do we think? Maybe just cut that in half and then add a little piece just there and a little piece just there. Lovely. What do we think? Kathy says it's going to be so cute, and Josh says he's got to go get the dog from doggy daycare. Oh, how cute. What little doggy have you got? These little paws obviously have been designed along with our cat images with this particular release, but they could work for doggy paw prints as well, couldn't they? So I think the live has gone up with the same details on it that we had on Saturday. So there isn't a giveaway today. The giveaway was from Saturday. I've just noticed that. So I'm sorry if that's been confusing for anyone. The giveaway was from Saturday. But if you tune in next week, I will do a card giveaway after my show at Hobby Maker. So that will, I don't think I'll have a chance to do one at the weekend, this weekend. I will be back on Thursday evening is the plan so far, for a live ahead of our show on Friday. But yeah, I think in Tuesday's live we'll do a little bit of a card giveaway. Now, I know a lot of you are subscribers already. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe to our newsletter, because you will get some exclusive offers and promotions and news from us fairly regularly. And we do have a thing called Treat Yourself Tuesday for our subscribers only. So many of you who are already subscribers will be enjoying our Treat Yourself Tuesday event today. I'm picking up some bargains. I know that I've seen a few names that have already made their purchases today, which is super cool. So I'm loving that. I think that looks really, really cute. How adorable is that? So we have our little kitty cat images here, which is adorable. So we've got our these are our fluffy kitty cats. Now I'm thinking that this kitty cat might be a little bit too colourful for our background today. That's also very cute, isn't it? like him. So this guy is potentially poking a cactus that he shouldn't be, which is quite cute, isn't it? Or he could also be knocking over this this bottle of milk, which is also very, very cute. So yeah, so that's adorable. But I think this little fat fluffy cat fits really well. But I'm going to colour him the same colour as this chap here, and I'm going to sit him with a little mouse, but I'm going to colour the mouse in a different colour, I think. And then we had our little ball of yarn, which was just going to sit there. And we also have our little butterfly, don't we? So I think this is looking really, really cute. Now our sentiments, we've got happy purr day, it's your purr day, hit the pause button. I think they look really quite cute, don't they? So I think we might potentially go with those. We've got Mew Our Pawsome. What about that one? Yeah, Mew Our Pawsome, that's cute. It's your purr day. That one just fits in there, doesn't it? It's cute. Yes, I like that. Okay, so let's put these away, and I'm going to grab some stamping card, and I want to stamp these two images again because they don't quite work with my colour scheme. Laura Ann says, mental note to go and read email when live is finished. Yes, go check your emails, check your spam box just in case they've gone into your spam, because that happens and it's very annoying when it does. So I'm going to grab some of my stamping card here. In fact, I'm sure I've got a smaller piece in here that we can use. So this is part of my organisation. I have got my scraps of stamping card in here, which are perfect for just this occasion when all you want to do is just stamp out one image. You don't want to stamp out the whole thing, because we don't need all of the images at this moment in time. And just pop that to one side, and then we'll line this up onto my stamping platform, and I'll grab my stamps. So the stamps, so I'm actually using stamps from two different sets here. I'm using, this one is the Kitty Capers stamp set. So the Kitty Capers stamp set has our little fluffy cat that stood up there, or sat up, the little crouching cat that we saw, and the naughty little cat poking the either the cactus or knocking over the bottle of milk. So so this is where the majority of the stamps are coming from. This is where we're getting the hit the pause button, it's your purr day, happy purr day, Mew Our Pawsome. But we're also using elements from this one, which is the perfect day one, and that's the little cat that's kind of laid down. So I'm going to pinch the cat from there, but then we're also going to use the cat from here and the sentiments from here. So that's the Kitty Capers one. So just get this out of the packaging if I can. And let's get our little fluffy cat here, and the little mouse. So in here we've also got, obviously we've got the little butterfly, which is really cute, And we've also got some muddy little paw prints here. Or they could be milky paw prints. They could have trailed some paw prints through the milk. We've got oops for real. Some really, and that's where the ball of yarn comes in as well. So but I think we'll stick with, I'm trying to decide if I want another butterfly, but I think I'm going to stick with the one butterfly, because we'll have got 3 accessories then. We'll have got 3 sentiments, so the balance is quite good, I think, with what we've got at the moment. So I'll just pop these on here, and I'm going to grab some of my memento, and I'm considering whether I should do the sentiments in stamp sentiments in a different colour, but I think because obviously there is not much black on that background, but I do like the way that the white stands out, so I may have to have a little think on that one. Okay, so that's stamped out really well first time, which is good. Now I can't quite remember. Why can't I open my little, cute little box here with my stamp chamois in? The colours that I used to colour this little chap in. So, but I do believe that I have a little guide, because I was for once thinking ahead when I was colouring these in and thinking I may need to colour these in again. So let's pop him there. Let's grab my little colouring guide. So this is my little self-made little book of colouring things. So I've stamped out different images and then made a note of what I've used to colour them in, which is really handy for when I come to need to do those things again. So particularly if it's something that's a little bit unusual. So the calico kitty is a little bit unusual, and then I've coloured this little kitty in, the fluffy kitty, like my little Rosie. So that's the perfect one to use, and it's telling me all of the markers that I've used to colour that image in, so that'll be ideal. So I'm going to see if I can zoom you in a little bit further so that you can see my colouring process. Let's get nice and close. Yes, that's good. And let's give this a little colour. I've also moved around some of my markers. So they're a little bit further out of reach, but not. It's still much more organised than I was before. Annalisa says she loves the fluffy kitties, and the way you colour them is perfect. I love the pun, and loves the colouring chart. It's one of those things that if you are just mindful of it, have some bits of cardstock pre-cut. I've used either used scraps of card, or I've cut them using my layering dies so that they're all roughly the same size, and then just punched a hole and added one of these little binder rings, and I can just hang that up and access it at any time. So I've used here, from what I can see, some T3 colours seem to be the main choice of colours. So I'm going to grab those, T3, T5 and T7. T3, T7 and T5. And I've also used warm grey 3 and warm grey 1. I was going to say warm grey 5 then. And the RO1 for a bit of pink. So I'm going to start with the lightest of those T shades. This is the T3. of my colours there, so that we're ready. And you can see on my original, I've left most of the kind of the chin and chest area, the main white, and I've just coloured around the rest of it and given her some white paws, which is very similar to how I colour, how Rosie's coloured. So I've got going around her face here with the lightest colour, around those ears, and then I'm just going to use some strokes to go round the edge and create this kind of little bit of an oval shape. That's the word I'm looking for. And colour around the face there. I think on the original I may have used a bit of warm grey around her eyes, so I made her eyes a little bit lighter, but we'll see. And just a bit of colour there. Colour most of the body in, and then colour the majority of that tail in. And you can see with the two cat images that I've coloured here, they're both the same cat, but they look very different the way that I've coloured them, so it just gives them that different bit of character. So I'm going in with my T5 now, and what I've done here is I've then added a little bit more depth of colour with the T5. So I'm just adding some strokes, a little bit of, so just creating almost hair or fur like with just little strokes, not filling it all in, but just here and there a little bit of a flick motion to create those strands. So you can see some of the colour underneath showing through. I'm going to continue that down there. For the paws, I'm going to do the little stripes going backwards and forwards, and then down with the rest. For the tail, I'm using strokes coming from underneath her body, so that's going to make a little bit of a darker shade, but then the middle of the tail is where I'm going to pull those strokes from, so that around the outside is much lighter. Hope that makes sense. So it's starting to come together. She's starting to look a little bit more fluffy. So I'm going to go back now to the T3 and just blend some of those harsher lines out a little bit, so that it does look a little bit softer. So I'm really just going over everything that I've just done with that lighter shade, and pulling those areas together. If you like the kind of the seeing the brush strokes, because that does give more of an effect of fur, then you can skip this step. So miss this step out and just go straight to the next step. So the next step is to take the darkest of your colours, the T7, and this is where you're almost making those tiger stripes. So these we are going to see much more obviously. So just a few coming down from her at the top of her head, few stripes. So we're doing less of these strokes now because we're creating that stripy effect. Few from under her body there, just to give that, like I say, a bit of a tiger stripe look. And the same on her feet, on her paws. We're just going to do a few going in towards each other. This bit that's just underneath her body is going to be darker. But then, same as we did before, we're going from the centre of her tail and then taking those stripes outward, if that makes sense. So I think that's looking quite good. And then we can take the T5 again, and we can soften those areas a little bit if we wanted to. So just taking a bit of that darker colour around the top of her head, softening some of these out a little bit, maybe even adding a few more if we wanted to, but just really just letting that all blend in to create our fluffy little kitty. And that's pretty much our kitty complete. I'm going to see if I can show you her a little bit closer there. Cute, isn't she? So the bit that I've then done to just create a little bit more of a, I guess a bit more of a shadow to the rest of her. So I'm using the warm grey one here, and I'm adding a little bit to the bits of her feet there. I'm going to use some of that to a few flicks coming out from the edges of the rest of her body, so that they don't appear to go in just a complete line. So this line isn't flat anymore. And then I'll just do the odd one or two little flicks that look like then we've got a bit of shadow in the fur on her chest. So it's really hard to see, I think, perhaps on screen, but it does make a huge difference close to. And I don't think I've actually used the warm grey 3. I don't think I'm going to use it on this because I don't think I need to. And then I'm going to use the R01 to add some colour to her nose, a bit to her cheeks. And I'm colouring her hair because she's based on Rosie, but it could be a little boy. So that's basically our little pussycat done. And then I'm going to colour in this this little mouse, and I think my mouse, so let's have a look. We've got I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to go with a green mouse. We've got blue represented, we've got the blue there, we've got the yellow represented, so I think maybe a little green mouse might look cute. The other alternative was to do him either orange or red, which could also work, because it might be a little bit close to this green. Let's do a little test of a bit of orange. Yeah, I think maybe an orange. Can we have an orange? We can have an orange mouse, can't we? Yeah, of course we can. We can do what we want. So, a little orange mouse. So this is YR04. What colour is YR02? Light orange. Lovely. Let's try a bit of light orange. I don't know if that goes, does it? It looks a bit pinky. Interestingly, the oranges are a strange colour. Let me have a look at my chart. So this is my Copic chart. I love the Y04. I'm going to go with Y17 and Y04, which is obviously not orange, it's more yellow, but we're only using that as a bit of a base colour, and it is quite an orangey yellow. So my base colour. And then let's go in with this orange. I might even go darker orange still, because once that's blended together, there's not a lot of definition there, is there? So let's have a look at a bit of wrong end, YR07, which is a really nice deep orange. So I want to make sure that this guy looks different. I want that it looks different. Oh, that's somebody at the door. Sorry, you might be able to hear somebody at our door there. It's just distracted me a little. Shut this door a bit. There we go. So yeah, I want to make sure that he looks very different to our yellow ball of yarn, which I think he does. He looks a nice orangey colour now. And that's going to stand out really nicely from my background. But while I'm here, and I've got my little cute little mouse here, I'm just going to, sorry, while I might just knock the camera slightly while I just close that drawer. I might do him in green as well, so I've got options. I'm not sure about the orange, so, and it takes nothing just to stamp him out again, does it really? And then the green that I'm going to use, let's have a look, one of my favourite greens. I love the yellow greens, so the YG colours are my absolute faves. So let's oh, love that YG. So this is the YG01. So let's just do a full background with that, and then we've got YG23. I'm really not going mad with the colour because this is such a small area. It's, oh, wrong one. It's the YG01 I wanted, wasn't it? Just blend that in. So yeah, don't go mad with an image this small. Don't, feel that you have to provide all of the colouring solution, all of the different shading solutions in the world. You really don't. So I'm going to pop those back in my little tray for later, and then we're going to pull out our coordinating dies. So coordinating dies, we do have the dies for those sentiments that you saw, so that's a real bonus. So I'll just pop this little guy on here. And I don't want him to move around, so I'm going to make sure that he's nicely stuck in place. And the same with my little mouse. So providing you've got your mouse lined up pretty accurately, then that tail should be lined up accurately as well. We shall see. We'll see if we've done that right. So let's pop this through our little mini die cutting machine here. So Annalisa says her issue is she doesn't want to waste the coloured images. I know it isn't a waste, but I still need to get beyond that. You do, because you're saving yourself so much time in the long run. If you think about, how much time you might spend deliberating over a colour scheme, if you're colouring it anyway, it really isn't going to take you that much longer to colour up an extra image just so that you've got that as a reference point. It's definitely worth doing. I would highly recommend it. So let's see, have we cut out our little mouse Yes. And I'm going to cut out the little green one as well. Like a little Martian. Little Martian mouse. Hello there.
You all right?
I am. I'm good, thank you.
Good. Hello to everybody on the
Anthony's
line.
here just to say hello. He's just got back from a day's grafting, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Being
Never
hard at work as always.
Well, so you can buy more crafty goodies, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's your whole purpose in life.
That's it. Do you want a drink or what?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
All right, I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Lauren said hello. He says hello back. Okay, so let's just see what our little alien Martian looking little mouse. How cute is that? Okay, so pop that to us. So now I've got choices. Choices are good. We like choices. So I'm going to pop that there. My little bit of cardstock there as well. So let's get our original card back out. And this is already looking so cute. I need to zoom back out for you, don't I? Because I'm a bit too close now and you can't see what I'm doing. That's better, isn't it? Now you can see everything that we're doing. Oh. Okay, so yeah, so now we've got our little grey cat. So now these two kitties match, which I think makes much more sense to me. And then we can either have the green little alien mouse or we can have the little orange. And I'm going to say orange works. Orange definitely works. So sorry, little green alien mouse, you weren't required. Okay, so we can now start attaching these, and I don't know, I'm always torn as to whether to do the black heat embossing for my sentiments because it is my favourite thing to do, but is that going to be too much on this background? I could do with one, couldn't I? That just oh, actually we've got, so this isn't obviously going to be the sentiment that we use, but this is black, white on black. And that's just for me to do a little bit of a think. And I think I quite like that as my background. And I might be tempted to do something that we did the other day and use a dark grey, because the dark grey will go with our kitty cats. So let's put that to one side and let's do a little bit of heat embossing. So I have organised my my scraps, so I can grab my grey scraps here, and I think using some grey with some white is going to look really good. So let me grab my stamping platform here. Oh, it's very warm in here now. That window closed. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here. Now there's 3 sentiments that we chose, wasn't there? We chose, not from the Perfect Day, but from the Kitty Capers. That's what I need. So this is my Kitty Capers. And I can pop these back on here now. Just give that a little bit of a clean with my fingers. Okay, so I did Happy Pear Day was 1, wasn't it? Muir Possum was number 2. And It's Your Purr Day. It's Your Purr Day. Lovely. So just pop them on there. I'm just leaving enough room around them for me to be able to die cut them all, which should be just fine as they are. And then put that there. Pick those up. I want to make sure this stays where it's meant to, just there, and then I'm going to add some of my anti-static powder all over the back there, just to make sure that it doesn't, we don't get our powder everywhere. Now, before I start, I'm going to grab my scratch paper here that I'm going to use to transfer my powder onto, because I don't like it to go all over my work surface. So it's always handy to have some bits of scrap paper knocking about, and then we shall just do the little finger dance over our sentiments, and I might just do that one more time. Just to make sure we've got a really good stamped impression. Lovely. And then I've got my super fine embossing powder, and then like I say, I'm going to take this out of here, grab my bit of scratch paper, and then I can add my powder all over that surface. Give it a little bit of a knock. There we go. And with any luck, we've done a good job of making sure that the anti-static has worked, although I can see, just give it a little bit of a flick and those extra pieces came off, so that worked pretty well. Now we can pop this back into our pot like so. And one of the additional things that I'm really enjoying about what I've done in my craft room now is that I do have, everything has a place, but I have more room now around me, just so that I can keep things to hand and spread out a little bit more when I'm crafting. So I think we probably all do the same, where we end up just crafting in one kind of 6-inch square space by the end of it, but at the moment I'm feeling like I've got a lot more of that space than I normally do have, so that's good. So yeah, I can't wait to share it with you guys. So this is Muir Possum. Just line these back up on here, and Happy Per Day, I think I probably put those in the wrong place, but that's right. Okay, okay. Right, so now we can heat set this. So this is the fun bit. Grab my heat tool here and just pop it on. It's going to be a bit noisy, so I do apologise. Just going to let that heat up a little, and then we can transfer the heat to the underside of our sentiments and just leave that in place till it starts to capture, and then move it along the sentiment slowly. And then we do the same on here. There we go. Make sure that we have got all of that. Perfect. So there we go. Hopefully you can see that okay. We'll pop that in its little hanger. And now we can cut these out with the coordinating die. So just give them a second or two just to dry off a little bit. And and then we will find our coordinating dies. So I need my right. So this bit is a little bit, can be a little bit tricky. Just finding which die fits with which, you know, with which sentiment. But they are fairly easy to line up. You can pretty much tell which one goes with which. And you can see that was quite easy. If you're not sure, you could always write it on, once you've discovered it, write it onto your, you know, onto your backer that you store your dies on. And then you're not having to go through the rigmarole each time of trying to figure out which one is which. You'll know straight away which one is Happy Per Day. But like I say, they're not too difficult. You can normally tell like that's the end of an E or that's the end of a Y. So there's usually some kind of identifier that allows you to just line these up. So let's pop that through there. And hopefully we've lined those up okay. Is anybody else crafting today? I know there's some intentions to craft. People have got home from work and have got their goodies. But is anybody else crafting along today? I do think that the grey and white can just be a little bit softer sometimes for your sentiments than the black. I do love the look of white on black embossed sentiments. I think it's very, you know, striking and works really, really well. But sometimes the grey is just a really nice alternative, isn't it? So I'm just going to grab one of my microfiber cloths and just buff these up a little because they did have the anti-static powder on there. And now we can start popping this little guy together, can't we? So I'm just going to pop these in the order that we want them. That's right. And then let's add a bit of tape on the back of these. So a bit of our tape here to add to the back of our little cat. And one for a little laying down kitty. Get all my tape on and then we can start sticking down. Okay, and so yeah, so we'll stick these on first because I don't know if I'm going to do all of the others with tape. So she's just going to sit hanging over, hanging over the paw there. Very cute. And because this tape is the same dimension that we've used on our backing card, these should just sit really nicely into those little apertures. So then we've got our adorable little Rosie sat, trying to get her lined up in the middle there. But then the little mouse, let's grab my little reverse action tweezers for this. And I'm going to add a bit of glue on the back of this one and just pop her. Keep referring to all of my critters as hers, don't I? They could be little boys. And then the ball of yarn, which is going to sit just there. I think, shall I stick that straight down? Yeah. I think I'm going to lay that flat as well, because the rest of our images are also laid flat of sorts. And the same with my little, so Happy Purr Day is going to go there. So I'm going to pop my little butterfly just there. Then I'm going to have It's Your Purr Day and You Are Awesome. Cute. And I think I'm going to pop those up with some of our foam tape. So just snip some of our tape. On the back. This is looking cute. So if you're joining us on the replay, hello to you as well. I hope you're all having a great day, evening, whatever it is that you're up to today. So the Happy Purr Day, I'm going to move that up slightly. I think that's going to look just sweet just there. It's Your Purr Day can go just along there. We've got the final one of You Are Awesome. I think I'm going to have that just slightly overlapping Rosie's tail there. That's looking really cute. I'll just move my tape out of the way. Some of this. So I'm thinking that's looking very, very sweet. I do need to just add some white jelly roll bits, because we've added those to our cat here. So to make the two images match, a few little highlights here and there. I'm going to just finish her off. So that's kind of cute. And then I'll do the same on the mouse actually, because the mouse also needs to match, and she'll need some glaze to her eyes as well, I think. So I think I'm just wondering whether to add any more little embellishments to this, or whether to leave it as is, because obviously there's quite a bit going on there, and I think it looks really pretty as it is. We could use some embellishments in the form of some sequins or some clear bubbles. The clear bubbles are always very sweet because they don't actually add any extra colour, but they do add a little bit of something. So we could add those, but they may just be embellishments for the sake of embellishments, really. I don't know if it needs it, does it? This is my trouble, is I don't know when to stop. But is that really a problem? Does that matter? Do we really ever need to know when to stop? Maybe sometimes. So let's have a look at these little. I feel like I need some bigger ones. These are all the same size that I pulled out, but I do quite like the little bits of bubbles, I have to say. So let me see if I can get some larger ones. So we need a bit of a variation in size, I think, here. How about that? cute, isn't it? Or we do have the sequins. So we've got sequins or bubbles. What do we think? Do you think that the bubbles are cute, but the sequins kind of go with the grey? So we could do a couple of the grey sequins, which are actually silver. Do we have any votes? What are the votes? What do the judges say? Has anybody watched Eurovision this weekend? Any Eurovision watchers out there? I don't normally watch. We don't normally watch Eurovision, but we were a bit intrigued because we started to do well. Well, we did do very well actually. So what do we think to the sequins? I actually quite like the sequins. And I don't normally do a lot of sequins, but I just feel like the grey kind of looks cute. What do we think? Annalisa prefers the clear. Any more votes? Any more votes? We've got one for each, you see. Oh, they're kind of cute, aren't they, though? I think they are sweet. I can't really decide. And then, you know, indecision, isn't it? I do have clear sequins, I think, somewhere. Maybe I don't have them. Did have them. They them. Yeah, we've got clear sequins. So clear sequins are even different matter, aren't they? So clear sequins are also a good alternative because they don't add, again, they don't add too much. Oh, I've lost one down one of my little holes. There we go. So we could do clear sequins, which are a bit more subtle. You can barely see them on screen. You can barely see them, can you? Oh, I'm, you know, the queen of indecision. I do quite like the clear ones because they're not adding too much bulk. So I'm gonna go with, just for a bit of difference, I think I might go with the clear sequins. It's a compromise, isn't it? Let's have a look. What do you think? It's just a little bit of clear sparkle there. Quite sweet. Yeah, let's do the clear sequins because I haven't used those for a while. And they are sweet. So, and like I said, they're not going to detract from what we're doing. They're just a little bit something. So, some of my Glossy Accents, if my Glossy Accents is not clogged up, which it doesn't appear to be, which is good news. Oops. Stick that one down there. This one I want to just hide a little bit behind my sentiment. This one just pop there. And then this one, again, I'm just going to hide a little bit behind the sentiment. So just a really subtle bit of decoration there. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. So the last remaining thing to do is add that glaze to her eyes. And I'm just going to use a little bit of my cardstock just to take some of the gunk from around my pen before I just dot those eyes. And there we are. We are completed. So, see, I like those little shimmery bits. They look nice. I think they were a good compromise. Yay! What do you think? Cute. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased. Pleased with a little bit of bling as well. Dawn says, yes, well done, Sam. Great song, which deserved the plaudits. It's quite a shock, though, as we've gotten used to not scoring anything at all, no matter how good the artist. Exactly, Dawn. We were so surprised. That's why we became intrigued, because we'd resigned ourselves to the fact, well, we never get any points, you know, nobody ever votes for us. So what's the point really in watching? But then when we saw, you know, that things were going quite well, we were a bit like, oh, this is different. So yeah, we were intrigued. But I did think that once we got to the public vote, that Ukraine would probably win. And again, that was very well deserved, and a big vote of support for the Ukraine in that vote as well, I think, which was appropriate. Any other year, I think we possibly would have had a really good chance of winning. So who knows whether this will ever happen to us again. But I think there'll definitely be more people inclined to watch maybe next time, because we may well have a chance. So now. So yeah, it was really interesting to watch, I have to say. So yes, we're all done then for today. I hope that you enjoyed that, guys. I really enjoyed making that. That was really cute, and I love these dies. I love the pattern paper, and I think it just goes so well with these stamps. So yay! Happy Purr Day, you are awesome. I hope you're all having a great Tuesday. I'm going to go and see what Anthony's up to now. He actually was on nights last night and has come in, had some breakfast, and then gone out to work, help one of his friends out at his place of work. So he's been working non-stop, bless him, and then he's back on nights again tonight. So yeah, he'll be a bit tired, bless him. But so I'm going to go and see what he's up to before he heads back out to work. So I shall see you all again on Thursday evening at 8, and then I'll be seeing you also on Hobby Maker, on the craft channel Hobby Maker on Friday. So I hope you can join me for that. Make sure to check out your inboxes if you're a subscriber, and check out those Treat Yourself Tuesday offers. And I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon. Bye.